See, in the analysis we got the treatment effort is significant, okay, but block effort not significant. So in step 8 we got treatment effect significant, so we are going for step 9. Okay, that is we want to find which mean is different, okay. So in the step 8 in the step 8 in the step 8 we found that there is significant difference among means, okay. So in the step 9 we want to find which treatment is best, okay. So which treatment is significant, okay, best treatment. So for this we are applying the LST test, okay. The formula is like this, okay. CD is equal to square root of 2 into EMS divided by R into T table value, okay. So for T table value we will take T at level of significance 5%, that is in the table value we want to see 0.025, okay, at 9 degree of freedom, okay. So we want to take error degree of freedom, okay. So the CD answer is, the CD value is 21.1, okay. CD means critical difference, okay. CD means critical difference, so the value is 21.1, okay. So after finding the CD value, okay, you want to arrange the treatment mean in descending order, okay, like this, okay. So T1 is the first highest mean value and T2 is the second highest mean value, okay, and T3 is the third highest mean value, okay. And then you want to find the difference between the mean value, like this T1 minus T2 and T1 minus T3 and T2 minus T3, like this you want to find difference, okay. So first you want to arrange the treatment mean in descending order, okay, and then you want to find the difference, okay, difference, mean difference, like this T1 minus T2, T1 minus T3 and T2 minus T3, like this, okay. So so if the alpha 1, okay, alpha 1 is the difference between T1 and T2, okay. So alpha 1 is less than CD value, so T1 and T2 are on par, okay. On par means same effect, okay. So T1 and T2 are giving same effect, like this, okay. Meaning of on par is same effect, and alpha 2 is greater than CD value, so T1 and T3 are different, okay, that is they are different, okay. And alpha 3 is less than CD value, so T2 and T3 are on par, okay. On par means same effect, okay. Okay, and last we want to find the inference, okay. The inference is we are getting the T1, okay. Both teaching is found to be best among T2 and T3, okay, because the mean value of both teaching is very high, okay, but it is on par with the T2 value, that is PPT, okay. So in this you can see alpha 1, okay. Alpha 1 is difference between T1 minus T2, okay. So T1 minus T2 are on par with each other, okay, that is they are giving same effect, okay. So T1 is found to be best among T2 and T3, but it is on par with the T2, okay, which implies that to improve the student's performance in exam, the teacher can follow either board or PPT teaching. Okay, in the inference we got that T1 is found to be best among T2 and T3, okay, but it is on par with the treatment T2, okay, which implies that to improve the student's performance in exam, a teacher can follow either board teaching or PPT teaching, okay. Note this, in this experiment we are concerned with the highest value because the maximum mark is found to be best, okay. So we are saying that T1 is best, okay. And similarly in the block effect, okay, in the block effect we found that it is non-significant, okay, which implies that the IQ level of all the students are same, okay, because treatment effect is okay. So in the RBD we are having in the RBD we are having two factors. The first factor is the mode of teaching, okay. Second factor is IQ level of students, okay. So block effect is the IQ level, okay. So block effect is found to be non-significant, which implies that IQ level of all the students are same. And this is okay. Next is advantage of RBD, okay. So RBD advantages in case of heterogeneity in the experimental material, RBD is more accurate than CRD, okay. So we will use CRD design if the experimental material is homogeneous, okay. But in the case of heterogeneity, okay, RBD is found to be more accurate than CRD, and RBD is a flexible design because there is no restriction in number of treatments, okay. We can use any number of treatments in RBD. We can use any number of treatments, okay. That is called RBD is a flexible design, and okay, and it is easy to analyze RBD, okay. And disadvantage of RBD is if the blocks are not homogeneous, the result of RBD will not be accurate, okay. See, I already told that RBD means randomized block design, okay. So blocks should be homogeneous, within block homogeneous. So if the blocks are not homogeneous, then the result of RBD will not be accurate, okay. And okay, in the advantage I told that RBD is a flexible design, okay, but it is not suitable for large number of treatments, okay. That is, we can in RBD we can use any number of treatments, but if the treatment number goes very large, then it is not suitable, because the block will not be homogeneous, okay. So in the case of large number of treatments, the block will not be homogeneous, so it is not suitable for large number of treatments. And in the case of mixing data, okay, analysis is quite tedious and complicated, okay. Application of RBD. Okay, RBD is the most commonly used in field experiment, okay. So RBD is the most commonly used design in field experiment, and it is also used in industrial research and social science research when there is heterogeneity in the experimental material, okay. So commonly we will use RBD in the field experiment, okay, but it can be also used in industrial research and social science, okay, and industrial research and social science research when there is heterogeneity in the experimental material, okay. So these are the two applications of RBD.